No. One, healthy home upgrades for 2023. How long does it take for a kitchen remodel to happen? And first time buyers bounce back. Let's get moving. All right, today we're talking about highs and lows too. So make sure you stick around. There's some pretty amazing little numbers that I want to show you, but let's get started. Rates are at 8%, all-time high. I don't know how to explain it other than it's crazy. And the feds are talking about going up another 0.25% to extinguish, to put a death knell into this inflation. However, 30-year fixed, 30-year jumbo are hovering at 8%. So maybe in November, December, we'll see 8.25. Who knows? Is this a good time to buy? I think it's a great time to buy because we're seeing houses stay on market just a little bit longer. Gas prices are coming down. We're seeing $4.59 at the quick serve. $4.59. I just had it here. Where was it? $4.59. Quick serve on Alum Rock. Yeah, I paid $5.20 yesterday, 2 days ago. $5.15. Yeah. So, all in all, go get some gas. $4.59. It's cheap, comparatively speaking. Okay, let's see. Healthy home upgrades for 2023. Now, this one talks about chromotherapy, blah, 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 technology. I'm not a big fan of putting technology into my house where, conspiracy theory people can say that, Amazon and Apple are listening in on you. But guess what? They're listening in on you, right? So if you're into Nest and having your house controlled by your computer and your iPhone, by golly, do it, right? Materials. Now, I'm not a big fan of this plastic quartz. I have it on my kitchen counter, but that seems to be the thing right now, and that's what people are buying right now. So you either buy a house that's fully turnkey, which means you're buying other people's tastes, which, granted, you don't have to, you just move in, right? It's like almost buying a brand new home, but it's not because, new homes are totally different. They have their own little set of problems. But if you buy a flipped home or a house that's been upgraded, you have to be careful to make sure that you know what you're buying and that there aren't any short corners being cut. A lot of things happen in those days. And that's why you see my hashtag REWTF. People tend to want to do shortcuts. Appliances, in this day and age, be careful of which brands you buy. There's a lot of class action lawsuits out there. I'm not a fan of the computer on everything simply because it's just another thing that can break, and typically they do. Gone are the days of purely mechanical appliances where you have a dishwasher, where you have to turn a knob to get it started. I wish that was the days, and I believe that there's still a market for that. If you're going to upgrade your house, don't cheap out on fixtures and faucets and lights and doorknobs. Buy some quality stuff. I have my front door. We replaced our front door a few years back, and we're having trouble with our locking mechanism again. I just happen to feel like that one was that's the one it came with. I didn't think twice about it, and I know I have to go in there and spend 2 hours trying to futz around with it and fix it. If I can make one recommendation, don't buy the cheap faucets, etc. at Home Depot or Lowe's. Go to a plumbing supply store where they have ceramic and steel parts instead of plastic parts. I know that they say that they're lifetime warranty, and in fact they are, but it's just a pain in the butt to have to replace the valves inside of a shower. It's just a pain in the ass. And I do it 2 or 3 times a year with my kids' bathroom because they just crank on the faucet thing. But it's just one of those things. If I had my druthers, if I had to do it all over again, I would replace it with more expensive steel and ceramic valve faucets. Lighting. Guys, I tell you, lighting is the most important thing. You have to have bright and airy open feeling. Like this whole thing right here, you can see it. You have natural light coming in, but you don't even need the lights on because you have sunlight coming in. Use the sunlight. It makes you feel more alive. I know that I have my lights here, which aren't pointed in the right direction. There, maybe a little bit better. But when you have a chance, open up your blinds. It's nothing better than having natural light come into your house. It makes your house look better. And when you go to sell it, it'll be more natural for you. Yep, there you go. And here's the thing, right? You're balancing new efficient appliances versus old appliances. If the old appliances still work, keep them, right? I mean, they have a long lasting, they've been around for 30, 40 years. They're going to continue to last. These ones are designed to last 5 to 10 years, mostly because they want you to style in and style out. So just be careful of what you're buying. Buy something good that's going to last a long time. All right, home remodeling. How long does a kitchen remodel take? Well, that's subjective, and that depends on where you live. But I did one. I remodeled my kitchen 5 or 6 years ago, and it started with me pulling out a dishwasher and seeing a lot of gunk in the back of the wall, and the cabinets were all rotted out. Because what happened was when the floor guys put the dishwasher back in, they made a micro puncture, a little fissure inside the drain hose, and every time the drain pushed water out, it leaked a little bit, and it leaked all over inside that thing. So we had a brand new kitchen put in. And if you listen to my insurance guy video, which is coming out in a couple of weeks, that could have been taken care of by an insurance company. So if you have a catastrophic or not catastrophic event happen in your house, have an independent adjuster come and take a look at your house. Don't have your insurance company send their adjuster out, because they don't work for you. They work for the insurance company. But a kitchen remodel, it took us, I want to say, about 2.5 months for a complete remodel. But we redid the floors, we went all the way down to the studs and the ceiling joists, and we redid the electrical, and we did new boxes, new cabinets, new counters, new everything, tile, new appliances, and it cost an arm and a leg, but we have a brand new kitchen. It took a long time, and there's always something wrong with it, right? I'll tell you one thing. If you're going to do cabinets, do custom cabinets, and tell them when you do the primer, tint the primer to the color that you're going to paint. So if you're going to go a gray, make sure the primer is gray, because if there's a when there is a ding or a scratch or a cut or a chip, it will still blend in. It won't be like, hey, there's a chip, it's white, you can see it. Because I can show you pictures of my kitchen that has my kids' chips and scratches and dings all over it. Why it takes time is because contractors aren't just going to work on your house. They're not. They're working on 4 or 5 projects at a time. As product comes in, they'll install it, they'll do the demo, and then they'll make sure that everything kind of goes on time. And you want to have a project manager managing everything, so that everything comes in on time and done on time. We hired Veronica McCoy, who is my project manager for the homes that we sell. And she came in, and I did the demo and prep work, and she was cracking the whip on me like you wouldn't believe, because we had to make sure that we were on time for the contractors, the next set of contractors to come in. We have plumbers, electricians, and carpenters and contractors and everybody moving around, and they all had to have their time in to do it, and it all comes together. And when you use a project manager, it goes a little more smoothly. I have some friends that are using Veronica right now doing a bathroom remodel, and they're building some stuff out, and they're having trouble with a civil engineer or an architect. And so be sure you pick the right people if you're going to use them. So make sure you plan, make sure you start, make sure you keep on time, and whatever it takes, get it done on time. unforeseen things happen. You're just going to have to deal with it. All right. This came from California Association of Realtors. The bottom line is first-time buyers bounces back, but only a small amount, from 33 to 36%. At the end of the day, guys, I know rates are high. We just said it's 8%. It's not all-time high because that was 16 or 17%. But when rates get high, there's less competition, right? Would you rather buy a house at high rates? I know it seems like it's a sales pitch, but it's not, because I don't care if you do or not, right? I'm busy enough. Happy to work with you, but I'm busy enough that I don't care if you do or not. But if you're in the market, if you think you're going to be in the market, now's the time to buy versus when the market is super hot, right? High rates can be adjusted. You can come in now and negotiate price. You can negotiate repairs. You can negotiate all sorts of stuff if the house has been on the market a long time. And we talk about that on our 90-day report, which I think is tomorrow, 40-day market. We'll talk about that in a second. But houses are tending to stay on market a little bit. The government is trying to slow down the economy by increasing rates. GDP, housing is a huge part of the GDP, and we're trying to slow that part down. We're trying to slow down the car market, which I show you quite often that the car market is slowing down. Buy what you can right now. That's all I'm going to tell you. Rates, gas, matrix. Let's do high lows. The highest. Oh, I didn't do that. You can watch me actually do some work. Okay, let's go back to here. There. All right, we're going to do client full all photos. And let me bounce around real quick. So Elise Court was the most expensive house sold, 121% over list price. Took a mere 5 days to sell for $16 million. 6-bedroom, 5 and 2 half baths, 7,800 square foot with an additional 1,600 foot ADU in Los Altos Hills. The only crime I could tell you that they committed on this is that the first picture was not the front of the house. It's a beautiful house, right? I mean, look at that. High-end everything. Remember we were talking about high-end appliances, high-end everything? This is it. $16 million worth. You have your own professional espresso coffee shop right there. They probably still go to Starbucks. I would love to have an office like that. That is living, guys. Imagine coming into a house like that. That is just gorgeous. You have a movie room. I would love to have a movie room. Look at that, a full-on sound stack right there, an A/B stack. Amazing views. Yep, perfect. All right. See, the second one is, I'm going to go to 19th. The lowest list price, $660,000, still listed, sold $60,000 over list price. Why did it sell for over list price? Look at this thing. It's a shack. Well, they didn't buy it for the house. They bought it for the land, right? They're probably going to tear this thing down. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 744 square feet. It's 109 years old. Sold in 5 days. Why? Let's take a look. Proximity to the high school, proximity to the creek. This is where all the homeless people hang out. No, they sold it over list price because they listed it lower, right? It's a great example of that. I think we want to go to 19th Street now. That was 19th Street. Now we'll go to Proud right here. This is the highest list price to sales price ratio, 128% over list price. Listed at 1.3, sold for 1.665. sold in 11 days. They didn't mess around. This is in 132 East Side San Jose, right? I think that's Piedmont High School. It must be, right? 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,675 square foot, 50-year-old home, sold in 11 days. Why? Because they listed it lower. I can't tell you what it looked like inside, because when they close, you have an option to do that, to close it out, right? Cabrillo in Stanford is the lowest list price to sales price. So they originally listed at $4.2 million. Took over 2 years to sell, almost 2 years to sell. Let's take a look. I can't show you that. What happened, guys? Well, first of all, you have to be an employee of Stanford to be able to buy this house, right? And it's probably nothing great. They probably looked at the square footage and did not take into account the fact that you had easement requirements, meaning you had to be an employee of Stanford in order to buy this, to afford to buy this, right? And look, it's an older house, it's craftsman style, right? There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's older. Take a look. 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 3,200 square feet. That justifies a high price, especially when it's in Palo Alto. But since it's in Stanford, it's not going to go for as much just because it's the market. So they probably did not take into account that. They're like, oh, these are the recent comps, and the agent may have bought the listing. I could sell it for 4.2 because that's what the other houses are selling for around in Palo Alto. But what you have to do is you have to take comps in around here, and when it's on market for a long time, you wind up biting your arm off 1 inch at a time. So that's it. Today we talked about, what did we talk about? Upgrades, how long a remodel should take. The buyers are back in the market, and rates are crazy ass high, and gas is coming down, but only temporary. Around the Bay Area, it's still pretty damn expensive. But 4.59, that's something I might go take a drive up to Alum Rock. Let's see what happens. All right. I'm Vito with I'm Vito with Abitano. We'll see you out there.